Chosen one, what I'm about to tell you isn't random. You were led here for a reason. God said this message would reach you when your spirit was ready, when your desires began to confuse you, yet awaken you at the same time. What you feel inside right now is not sin, it's a sacred fire. You've been told to fear it, but God is saying something different. The fire you were born with. There's a reason your passion runs deep, why your desire feels stronger than others. It's because your soul was created to burn brighter. Your sexual energy, your creative energy, your spiritual fire, they're all the same force. Society taught you to suppress it, religion told you to shame it, but heaven calls it holy power. When the world calls you wrong. Since you were young, they told you to hide what makes you powerful. They mocked your sensitivity, your intensity, your craving for connection beyond the flesh. But God saw what they couldn't, that your desire wasn't meant for destruction, but transformation. That your energy wasn't meant to be tamed, but transferred into purpose. The battle between flesh and spirit. Every chosen one faces this war. You feel torn between purity and passion, between your higher calling and human desire. But the truth is, this is not a war to be won, it's a force to be mastered. God doesn't want you to kill your desire, He wants you to purify it. Because once your lust transforms into divine focus, no darkness can control you again. Why you attract so much temptation. Chosen one, the reason temptation hunts you so hard is because hell knows your potential. When you fall into low vibrations, your power leaks. When you rise in self-control, your light threatens every demonic plan. The enemy doesn't fear your purity, he fears your mastery. Because once you learn to channel your energy instead of waste it, you become unstoppable. The secret power of your desire. That burning inside you is not a curse. It's your reminder that God trusted you with more. Your desire to connect, to love, to create, that's how heaven moves through you. But here's the secret. The same energy that fuels lust can build empires, heal hearts, and open dimensions of wisdom. When you control your fire, it turns into divine creation. When God tests your control, there will be seasons when your urges feel stronger, when isolation hits harder, when temptation feels impossible to resist. That's not punishment, it's training. God tests the strength of your vessel before He fills it with power. If you can master yourself in private, He can trust you with His purpose in public. The real reason people desire you. Have you noticed how people are drawn to your presence, even when you say nothing? That's not lust, it's spiritual magnetism. Your aura radiates divine frequency. Some mistake it for physical attraction, but what they're really feeling is the pull of your spirit. Your purity intimidates their shadows. Your confidence awakens their suppressed truth. The shift is happening inside you. Right now, something in you is awakening. The confusion, the guilt, the fire, it's all transforming. You're not losing control, you're gaining alignment. You're realizing your desires aren't enemies, they're signals guiding you toward mastery. This is your rebirth, chosen one. Your spirit is remembering who it is. The power of sacred energy. Sexual energy is life force. It's creation itself. It's what God used to form existence. But humanity corrupted it, disconnected it from spirit, and made it shameful. The awakened ones, the chosen, are here to bring it back into divine order. You were never meant to run from your desire. You were meant to redeem it. Every temptation is a lesson. The next time temptation comes, don't run from it, study it. What is it trying to teach you? What part of you still seeks comfort in the wrong place? The more aware you become, the less control it has. Darkness only wins when you act without understanding. Awareness turns lust into power and power into light. You are not crazy for feeling this much. You've been told you're too much, too intense, too emotional, but the truth is you just feel deeply. That's the cost of being chosen. Your energy moves differently. Your emotions speak louder. You sense things before they happen. That sensitivity is not weakness. It's your divine radar. It lets you navigate both heaven and hell with wisdom. Your body is a temple, not a prison. Don't hate your body for wanting. Don't punish yourself for feeling. Your vessel is sacred. It was built to channel God's energy. But like any temple, it must stay clean, not through shame, but through intention. Every time you rise above lust, you build a stronger altar for the divine. God said, "Master your energy, and I will elevate you." Heaven is waiting for those who can hold fire without being burned. God said, "If you can control your passion, I can trust you with power." You've been praying for blessings, but blessings require balance. When your energy is aligned, everything you touch begins to transform. Your spiritual awakening is reaching new levels. Chosen one, this is not just about sex, it's about sovereignty. The moment you take control of your desires, you take back your authority. Your energy becomes magnetic, your mind becomes sharp, and your heart becomes untouchable. You no longer chase what drains you, you attract what aligns with your purpose. The world fears your power. That's why they want you distracted. That's why the temptations increase. Because if you ever discover who you truly are, every system built to keep you small will tremble. But you're not here to fit in, you're here to awaken. To remind the world that desire, when purified, becomes divine creation. Remember who you are. You are not a slave to your urges. You are the alchemist of divine energy. Every battle you win within yourself creates light in the unseen realms. Every temptation you master becomes a weapon in your spiritual arsenal. You are becoming unstoppable because you're finally remembering who you are. Now rise, chosen one. The fire in you was never meant to destroy, it was meant to illuminate. Your energy is sacred, your purpose divine, your presence powerful. Let the world see what a soul looks like when it's no longer bound by guilt, fear, or shame. Chosen one, if this message spoke to your spirit, don't keep it to yourself, spread it. Let others awaken too. Like this video, comment, "I am mastering my energy," and subscribe to the Chosen Era for more divine revelations. Your awakening is not just for you, it's for every soul watching you rise. The moment you stop running. Chosen one, this is where everything shifts, the moment you stop running from yourself. You've been afraid of your own intensity, scared that your passion makes you unholy. But God is saying, this fire inside you was never meant to be feared, it was meant to be understood. When you stop fighting your nature starts serving your purpose. The enemy WNTS your energy, not your body. You've been fighting battles that seemed physical, but they were spiritual all along. The enemy doesn't want your body, he wants your energy. Because once he controls your energy, he controls your focus, your creativity, your connection to God. Every distraction that pulls you into lust is a trap to drain your divine force. Your energy is divine currency. Understand this, your energy is wealth. It's spiritual currency. Every thought, every feeling, every action either invests or wastes it. Lust is the fastest way to go bankrupt spiritually. But when you preserve your energy, when you redirect it into creation, prayer, or purpose, you begin to multiply your blessings. The illusion of pleasure. The world made pleasure look like power, but pleasure without purpose leaves you empty. Lust promises connection but delivers confusion. It gives you a temporary high, then takes a piece of your spirit in return. The more you chase it, the more disconnected you feel. But when you turn that same fire inward, you begin to awaken a deeper kind of joy. The return to sacred union. Real connection, chosen one, is not physical first, it's spiritual. It's the meeting of two aligned energies that recognize each other beyond time. That's why your soul rejects meaningless encounters. It knows when something's divine and when it's empty. You weren't created for temporary pleasure. You were designed for eternal resonance. The reason you feel guilty after falling. Every time you give your energy to the wrong person or situation, your spirit mourns. That guilt you feel after lust is not punishment, it's your higher self calling you back home. It's saying, you are sacred, this is beneath your vibration. That pain is your compass, guiding you back to alignment. Listen to it. The awakening of discernment. When you start awakening, you begin to see through the illusions. You can feel the energy behind every person, every offer, every temptation. You start realizing not everyone who desires you is meant to touch you. Some are sent to distract, some to drain, and only a few to align. Spiritual discernment becomes your greatest protection. The power of retention. Chosen one, every time you withhold your energy, every time you choose restraint over release, you are expanding your spiritual field. Retention is not suppression, it's transformation. It's converting physical energy into spiritual wisdom, emotional strength, and divine magnetism. The glow people notice around you, that's your essence multiplying. The silent transformation. You might not even realize it, but you're changing. Slowly, silently, powerfully. Your thoughts are becoming clearer, your spirit stronger, your vibration higher. What used to tempt you now bores you. What once drained you now repels you. That's growth. That's your spirit reclaiming its authority. When God hides you. Sometimes God separates you from everyone because He's teaching you mastery. You may feel lonely, misunderstood, or unseen, but that's divine isolation. He's purifying your energy, resetting your focus, and building your spiritual immunity. What He's preparing you for requires purity of mind, heart, and desire. The lure of the false light. Be cautious, chosen one. Not everything that glows is divine. The enemy can appear as light, using attraction and desire to deceive even the awakened. False light will mimic love but carry manipulation. It will flatter your ego but drain your soul. That's why discernment is your shield. It reveals what's truly from God. The spiritual science of desire. Desire is not evil, it's energy seeking direction. When you align it with your higher self, it becomes creativity, intuition, and manifestation. When you misuse it, it becomes obsession, confusion, and regret. The same energy that births chaos can also birth miracles, depending on where you place your intention. Your energy is being watched. In the spiritual realm, your aura glows like a flame. Angels see it. Darkness sees it too. Every thought, every choice, either strengthens or dims it. That's why you can't live like everyone else, because your energy carries assignment. What you do in private determines what you carry in public. The frequency of self-mastery. When you learn to govern your desires, your frequency shifts. You become untouchable. You no longer need validation because you radiate fulfillment. You stop chasing pleasure and start attracting purpose. That's when real power begins, when nothing outside of you can control what's within you. The cost of divine power. God doesn't give power freely. He gives it to those who can handle it. And handling power means handling desire. Every chosen one must walk through this fire. You can't skip this part of awakening. You must learn the discipline of energy, to channel it, to protect it, to direct it into your calling. The healing of your past. Many of your struggles with desire began with old wounds, rejection, abandonment, trauma, shame. You tried to fill voids that only God could heal. But now, the awakening is healing you from within. The more you embrace divine love, the less you crave validation. You stop needing what once enslaved you. When you become the light. Chosen one, there's a moment when your desires stop controlling you and start serving you. You no longer burn in your fire, you become it. People will look at you and feel peace, not temptation. They'll sense divine purity, not lust. That's what happens when you transform your flesh into light. The reward of mastery. When God sees you mastering your energy, He elevates your anointing. You begin to speak with more power, manifest faster, and walk with divine confidence. You attract high-frequency souls, divine opportunities, and supernatural favor, because you've proven you can handle heaven's current without spilling it on the ground. The rising of your divine, masculine and feminine. Balance is your secret weapon. Inside you exists both creation and control, divine masculine and divine feminine. When these two energies unite within you, you become whole. You no longer seek completion in others because you've found it within yourself. That's when your energy becomes unshakable, magnetic, and divine. The mirror test. Look into your eyes, chosen one. You'll see it, the spark, the truth, the power trying to break free. That glow is your reminder. You were never meant to live in shame. You were meant to carry God's fire in a human form. Every reflection of you is prophecy, heaven staring back, waiting for your full awakening. The call to purity. Purity doesn't mean perfection, it means alignment. It means knowing your worth so deeply that you stop giving your energy cheaply. Purity is power under control. It's saying, I know what I could do, but I choose what's divine. That choice echoes in the spiritual realm, and heaven takes notice. The new version of you is emerging. You're stepping into your highest self, the version of you that no longer battles between lust and love but walks in clarity and peace. You're no longer reacting, you're choosing. You're no longer drained, you're directed. This is your evolution, your divine maturity. God has been shaping you in silence for this moment. When God reveals your future. Once you master this level of energy, God will trust you with higher callings, divine relationships, soul missions, and supernatural gifts. He had to make sure your vessel could hold the frequency. He's preparing to release what he's been saving for you, the blessings that require a mastered spirit. The silence after the storm. Feel it, that peace you've been craving, it's coming. The chaos you've been battling was never meant to destroy you, it was meant to refine you. The fire didn't burn you, it revealed your true essence. You're no longer the same. You've stepped out of confusion and into divine clarity. The world will notice your change. Your energy will speak before you do. People won't understand what happened, but they'll feel it. They'll see the glow, the calm, the silent strength. Some will be inspired, others intimidated, but all will know something divine walks within you. The divine reward is NEAR. Chosen one, heaven is aligning things in your favor. Every time you resisted temptation, every time you chose discipline over desire, God took note. You're about to step into a season where your obedience will be rewarded. Your self-mastery will open doors no human could close. Your energy is your legacy. When you leave this world, it won't be your possessions people remember, it will be your energy. The peace, the light, the wisdom you carried. Every person you impacted, every life you uplifted will carry your frequency. That's immortality, chosen one, energy that lives beyond time. The divine alchemy of creation. Chosen one, now that you've learned to master your energy, it's time to use it. Every spark of passion within you is raw creation waiting for command. When you merge your thoughts with divine intention, your energy becomes a creative force that reshapes reality. You no longer just desire, you manifest. You no longer just imagine, you command. The breath of manifestation. Every breath carries frequency. When you focus your breath through awareness, it becomes sacred motion. Breathe in divine energy. Hold it in stillness. Exhale with intention. This is not simple breathing, it's communication with the unseen. The universe moves with your rhythm when your energy is aligned with God's purpose. The birth of your divine vision. That vision in your heart, it's not fantasy, it's prophecy. God plants dreams inside you as signals of destiny, but He only activates them when your energy is pure enough to carry them. Now that you've reclaimed your power, your manifestations will come faster. What once took years will unfold in days. Because divine timing always accelerates when your spirit is ready. The vibration of creation. Everything in existence vibrates. Words, thoughts, emotions all carry frequency. When your energy is high, your words become commands to reality. That's why you must guard your tongue, your thoughts, your feelings. You are no longer speaking to the world, you are speaking through it. Creation listens to your vibration now. The secret of divine focus. Where your attention goes, energy flows. That's the hidden law of creation. Lust scatters attention, purpose gathers it. The reason you used to feel drained was because your energy leaked through distraction. But when you center your focus on one divine goal, your spiritual voltage multiplies. You become a channel of unstoppable creation. The elevation of your mind. As your energy rises, your thoughts begin to glow. Old habits dissolve. Old desires fade. Your mind stops chasing pleasure and starts receiving divine ideas. You'll begin to see visions in your dreams, signs in your reality, patterns in your daily life. God is whispering through your intuition, guiding you to use your sacred energy with purpose. The power of stillness. Stillness is your superpower. When the world rushes, you remain centered. In silence, divine downloads occur. The reason God isolates you at times is because your next assignment requires clarity. Noise weakens focus, but silence amplifies divine instruction. What others call emptiness, you know as expansion. The frequency of gratitude. Gratitude is a divine magnet. When you thank God in advance, you align with the energy of completion. You shift from waiting to receiving. Gratitude transforms desire into manifestation because it tells the universe, I already have it. That vibration attracts everything meant for you without effort or chase. The spiritual technology of intention. Your intention is sacred technology. Every time you visualize with emotion, you send coded light into the unseen realm. That light rearranges circumstances, opens paths, and draws opportunities. That's why alignment matters, because impure intention produces distorted results. But a pure heart, it moves heaven, the silent language of energy. You're learning to speak the universal language, energy. You no longer need to shout, prove, or explain. Your vibration says it all. People will feel your truth before they understand it. When you enter a room, the atmosphere will shift. That's the authority of mastered energy, silent but undeniable. The sacred flow of creation. Creation doesn't force, it flows. When your energy aligns with divine timing, things start unfolding naturally. You won't have to chase success, it will flow toward you. You won't have to beg for love, it will find you at your frequency. Everything that belongs to your vibration will magnetize itself to your aura. The power of your words. Chosen ones speak with precision. Your words are not casual, they are commands. When you say, I am, heaven listens. When you declare with faith, angels move. When you speak with fear, darkness responds. Guard your language like sacred fire. Every word you speak becomes a seed in the soil of reality. The divine exchange. When you give energy to what serves God's plan, it multiplies. When you waste energy on what drains you, it diminishes. The law of divine exchange is simple. Energy flows where truth grows. That's why God keeps removing distractions from your life. He's protecting your flow. Every loss you faced was redirection for expansion. The mystery of magnetism. Your aura is becoming magnetic. People, opportunities, and miracles will start orbiting you. Some will be drawn by curiosity, others by divine connection. But your energy will speak louder than your words. You are becoming the embodiment of what you once prayed for, a walking frequency of divine order. The revelation of purpose. Purpose reveals itself through obedience. Every time you choose mastery over temptation, your purpose becomes clearer. Every moment of self-control sharpens your spiritual hearing. God will begin revealing your next assignment not through chaos, but through peace. When your energy vibrates with clarity, your destiny starts to call you by name. The light body activation. Your physical body is shifting with your spirit. The more you master your energy, the more light it holds. You may feel heat, pressure, tingling, or chills. That's your divine circuitry activating. God is upgrading your vessel for higher vibrations. You are literally becoming light in human form, an antenna of divine frequency. The return of ancient power. The ancients knew this secret. Creation and divinity flow from the same energy. Prophets, sages, and mystics all guarded their sacred power through purity. You are the continuation of that lineage, a modern vessel of ancient wisdom. That's why your awakening feels timeless. You are remembering what your soul has always known. The CODES of divine sexuality. Sexuality, when united with spirituality, becomes creation itself. It's the union of heaven and earth, spirit and form. But when separated from divine consciousness, it becomes chaos. God is restoring this ancient balance within you. Your desire will no longer lead to destruction. It will lead to divine manifestation. The blessing of your body. Your body is not your enemy, it's your temple. It's the bridge between the seen and unseen. Every sensation, every heartbeat, every breath is sacred communication between spirit and form. The more you honor your vessel, the more power it channels. Your body is not sinful, it's a divine instrument tuned to God's frequency. The path of the true alchemist. You are the spiritual alchemist, transforming temptation into revelation. Every dark urge becomes golden wisdom when transmuted through awareness. Every time you rise above impulse, you refine your inner gold. That's what makes you unstoppable, your ability to turn your shadows into light. The test before the blessing. Before the next elevation, temptation always intensifies. That's not coincidence, it's confirmation. The enemy tests your weakest points before God promotes you. If the warfare feels stronger, it's because your anointing is about to multiply. Stay disciplined, stay grounded, and remember, the greater the storm, the brighter your destiny. The revelation in your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams now. God is speaking through symbols, visions, and sensations. What once felt like chaos in your sleep is now becoming prophecy. Your subconscious is aligning with divine frequency. Every dream is a download, a code, a message meant only for your spirit to interpret. The sacred union within you. As you continue awakening, you'll feel an inner merging, divine masculine and feminine harmonizing, logic and intuition balancing, strength and surrender uniting. This is the return to divine wholeness, where nothing is missing, nothing is broken. You become the living expression of creation itself. The angels watch your discipline. Every act of restraint sends ripples through the spiritual realm. Angels record your self-control as testimony. Heaven rejoices not when you are perfect, but when you choose awareness over impulse. That choice builds spiritual credibility. It proves you can be trusted with more wisdom, more abundance, more light. The portal of purpose. Right now, you're standing at a divine threshold, the portal between who you were and who you are becoming. Your energy has shifted from scattered to sacred, from impulsive to intentional. The next step requires courage to act, to create, to speak your truth boldly into existence. The portal opens for those who walk in alignment. The proof of your transformation. Soon, life will mirror your mastery. Situations that once drained you will lose power. People who once triggered you will fade away. Opportunities that align with your higher vibration will start to appear. The outer world bends to the inner world, and your inner world now radiates divine command. The divine blueprint is ACTIVTNG. Everything you've gone through, every temptation, every fall, every rise was written. You're following a divine script designed for your awakening. Nothing was random. Every lesson has unlocked a new code in your soul, and now those codes are coming online. The divine blueprint is unfolding exactly as planned. Chosen one, if this message awakens something inside you, don't let it fade. This was not a coincidence. This was a divine appointment. You were meant to hear this right now. Type, "I am mastering my divine energy," in the comments to seal this message in your spirit. Let heaven know you received it. Like this video to send this energy out into the collective. Someone else out there needs this reminder. Someone battling the same spiritual fire you've conquered. And if your soul is ready for deeper revelation, subscribe to the Chosen Era right now. Because this journey isn't over, your next awakening is already being written. Stay aligned, stay aware. Your divine transformation has just begun.